Thank you all for being here. We want to start with City Beauty. Today I'm excited about this look. I was supposed to have done this maybe like a year ago. Not that long, but it's been a long time. Joe Beauty 87, aka Grace, aka my bestie. She did a look with Glam Lights, Edward and Jacob palette. And I was looking at the swatches that she had on her hand, and I said, that to me, like the colors that she swatched look like shades from Shadows of the Vampire from Notoriously Morbid. I have a 15% off code down below. So she was like, you should do a look. So I was like, damn it. Okay. So yeah, so however long ago that video was, that's how long I've had my note to do this look. And she did two different looks, but the one that to me really looked, well, actually they both look like it could have came from this palette. She did where do I have black paint pot? I seldom use that one. Anyway, she had a shimmer gray on the lid, it looked like, and she had graphic red liner up here. And you know, her and I have very different eye shapes, but she had red graphic liner coming across here that came down into like an outer V. And she also had used white liner for upper lash line. And so I was like, you know what, that seems really simple. And so I wrote out a look using more than just the gray shade. And we are going to do more to it. And so shout out to her. I will tag her below. I feel like most of you that are regulars here on my channel are aware of who she is, but in case you're not, do check out her channel. Also, I want to give a shout out to Michelle Davison. She mentioned me in a video and tagged me in a video, and so I was watching it, and I remembered her name from a comment because she had said something about she was surprised I didn't like pedomorphosis. And so I do remember her comment, and I commented back like, you know, it's just preference. I like darker colors, you know, that type of thing. And so I was like, oh, that's her. And so I did share her video on my community tab. Her video, she's very refreshing. She's a lot younger than me. Y'all know I'm middle age. I'm over 50. But she just said some really nice, heartwarming things about me and what I stand for here. So I'm going to do the intro. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will know. Hello again and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. Why? Crazy concept. Just be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. Just be who you are. And the troll part is not caring too much about beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. You'll hear you have to use this brand, this tool, this technique. And I'm here to tell you, use whatever you want to, however you want to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it, because you set the standard for yourself. The bottom line here, underneath all of that, is self-acceptance and self-love, embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. And so that's what the Crazy Troll Nation stands for. And that really resonated with her, which warmed my heart, because, you know, we be hearing some stuff in these YouTube streets, and I'm just like, be yourself and just wear what you want to. So what if nobody don't like it? So what if they call us a troll, which no one has really called me a troll, like in a bad way, but, you know, and it's sort of, psychological. If I call me a troll, what can you say that's going to make a difference? Like, whatever, you know what I mean? So that's kind of like some reverse psychology stuff. But anyway, yeah, that really resonated with her, and I was just like, wow. And so I will tag her in this video in case you didn't see her video where she tagged me in on my community tab. She's been on YouTube for a while, because if you look on her page, it shows how long she's had her YouTube account. But she is very, very, very new to doing videos, and I'm always excited when somebody new starts doing videos. Dawn, yeah, and Tanya, you need to come back too, and Tony need to do videos, because we have a lot of palettes in common that I am more than ready to collab with. But anyway, and so I am also excited that she did take the plunge and start doing videos. And this was the first I've heard of her, was when I saw her comment under my video, and then when she tagged me, I was like, oh, that is so cool. And so if you do look at that video, comment letting her know that Dion the Troll sent you. And she did say, you know, she's trying to find, you know, her community here and stuff like that. And I know, you know, Crazy Troll Nation and with Bestie, Joe Beauty 87, aka Grace, and with Janessa. You know, we do have like a really nice little tight-knit community here, and so let's just grow it. And so, you know, go show her, you know, some love and support. And I remember when I restarted my channel, and it's just like, okay, I spend like 30 minutes on a video. A month later, it's still like 2 views. And so I respect that, because it is hard trying to grow and wanting to grow faster. But I find that I don't mind slow growth, because slow growth is organic growth. You may have an influx of people, and then half of them are going to leave. And so slow is good for me, because they, for the most part, stay. So anyway, that was Groundwork Paint Pot. So I do have brushes out. I don't know if I'm just going to use like this red that's in here and this shade in place of a white, because y'all know I have all those water liners from Lethal. And so, but we're going to see. So for right now, I did have a simple look. Just put this shimmer gray all over the lid, because that's how her look looked to me. And I was going to do upper lash line in white and do the graphic liner in red with the water liner up here. But then when I opened the palette, because y'all know how sometimes I write a look down to do and I put the paper inside the palette, I had a whole other look planned out. And I don't know why I was going to put MAC's Paint Pot Black Mirror, the black one, on my lid and into the transition area. And I'm just like, and I haven't done that in forever. And we were going to put Ash on the lid, which is this shade. We were going to put Ebon Shadow, this shade, on the outer corner and wing it out a little bit. And we were going to do Blood Kisses on the transition and the top edge of the wing with this one. And we were going to use Lunar for our brow arch, and Veins of Darkness. Where are you? And we were going to put this on our lower lash line and a white liner upper lash line, and we were going to do a black lip. So I had out that look in here to do, but the one in my phone to do was just the gray shimmer and liner in red. So I'm just like, oh. So we're going to do a more complicated one. Also, something I learned from, let me tell you what's on my inner rims and lower lash line first. Skip the wait list from MAC on our inner rims. Lower lash line, this is from NYX retractable eyeliner, and this one is in silver. I also have out the white one, but I don't know. I'm thinking we might just put this under the brow, but I can easily do that with the water liner too, you know what I mean? This one is also from NYX. So I kind of don't know if I want to mess with that black paint pot, but we're going to do it. I did a simple face today, medium level 7 bronzer, hibiscus haze blush, and golden pyrite highlighter and dim light as a finishing powder. And then I did spray my face, because what I realized when I looked at the video I did of Dawn's look, I was just like, damn, that looks really nice. 2 things I forgot to tell you about me. I curse sometimes because I curse. And the other thing is, there's an organism that lives in my throat that randomly hiccups, gurgles, and belches. I try to be aware of it, to say excuse me. But when I was watching that video back, I was like, damn, like my complexion is looking good. And so I'm like, okay. And I have learned that less is sometimes more, but it was just something, even though it was 3 blushes, it was just something about how everything just flowed. And I was like, that's nice. And so I went simple again today. So Black Mirror from MAC, this is their paint pot. Oh Lord, I haven't used this in a long time, and if you let this dry, it's just going to stay where it's at. And so I am more careful with this than with Groundwork, because Groundwork, as you see, does blend into my complexion. But this, yeah, so we're just going to go for it, and we are going to layer that shimmer metallic on it, the metallic gray on top of it. I'm hoping it does stick to this fairly well, so I don't have a lot of fallout. I have not used this as a base for a very long time. I like the shape. I like you see a hint of it like right here without it going up too far. So this is perfect. Now watch the other side come out just looking like, girl. So this could be your look. Put on black eyeliner, put black underneath instead of the silver, and you can be out the door. This can be it. If the paint pots do crease on you, you may want to set it. And I do notice that groundwork does crease on me, and it might just be because I put too much. Because you see this little tiny bit of the black I'm putting. When I put on groundwork, I use more than this, and so that might be why. And so you can see where there's a line already right there. So I have to make sure I get it in there, otherwise the shadow will not go in there. So I did, I guess volunteer is the best word, at the Playhouse last night on the 6th. It's now the 7th, early in the morning. I got home at like 11:30 last night. I was asked to do the presentation for King First Contact, and I always enjoy doing it. And afterwards, not that I do it for, you know, accolades or anything, I do usually just hang out for like an hour or so. And if I notice that, even when I do the presentation, if I notice that somebody's there by themselves, you know, I'll walk around, and if they're still just sitting by themselves, you know, I'll be like, hey, you doing okay? How you doing? You know, just want people to feel welcome. But it's always at least a handful of people that come up to me and they're like, oh my gosh, I really like your presentation. You were very informational and entertaining, because y'all know I'm Goof Troop over here, right? And I do tell them I'm Goof Troop. And the shirt that I wore said adult-ish. So I'm like, I am adult-ish. And so, and I do let my goof side out when I do the presentation, because it's a lot of information. And so at least I can do is try to make it where it's not like, okay, do I need to take notes? Am I going to be quizzed on this or not? And I do say, you know, it's a labor of love, even like the volunteers, because they don't get paid either. So, you know, and so some people, they were just like, wow. And some people that were new there, you know, they did do scenes later on, which is always great to see. So people were settling in. And, you know, it's a good feeling, because we want people to have a good time. We want people to feel welcome. We don't want anybody to feel, you know, unwelcome or unsafe. And so this could be the friggin' look, y'all. I'm looking at this like I am done, but we're not. And so then I came home from that. I need to leave that out for the flat lace, since that's something I normally don't have. What I'm doing for the flat lace, we're going to take this palette now. What I've been doing, what I did do, I took pictures of foundation, primer, setting spray. I don't know if y'all see that one. It's not in line there, but it looked like it wants to be. So let me get going with the shadows. So we are putting silent ash all over the lid. So we're using an hourglass brush, because this will get it quicker all over. And you see I'm starting like in the crease area, because I want to make sure that that's going to be there. I forgot what I was saying. I really forgot what I was saying. I don't know what I was saying. I did get a phone call. I remember saying the initial delivery date for my new TV was the 12th, but then I was receiving phone calls, and if it rings only twice, when I do look at it, it'll say spam likely. And so it doesn't even let it, you know, full on just keep ringing. And I did activate a while ago voice message to text, and so I will get a text message of what the voicemail is, but y'all know spell check or spell correct, or depending on the person's accent or whatever, it may say something that they didn't say. And so 2 different people had left voice messages for me to call back to schedule delivery, and I'm like, And so I did still just say the 12th, because they said they have openings as early as Monday. But I have, y'all, so much stuff to do for my website, and I still need to plug into my calendar. I did write it out on paper, my Natasha Denona looks. But I said, you know what? Not having the big screen TV, I am watching less TV, like even on, you know, my laptop and on my phone. So I said, let me just keep it to Thursday, to kind of like push me to have downtime and quiet time to really dig into my website. And so my goal is October 1st to have it done. The only thing I may still be missing is more pictures from other people. And I've been thinking of how to put pictures on my website of me and looks that I've done without feeling weird about it. Because there's this misconception like, oh, if you hire somebody and all their pictures of them, blah, blah, blah. And then other people are like, Well, just put pictures of you until you get, more pictures from other people. But it didn't feel right to me. And so what I settled upon was to have different carousels, because one of the things on there now is a carousel on my portfolio page. And so I can put my personal playtime, and that'll just be looks that I did. And then, glam looks, put glam pictures once I have more hot house looks, face paint stuff and all of that. So this is like coming down, but then this one is coming over. And so I do feel good about that though, because I don't want it to just be just me and it's just like, oh yeah, I'm great. But if I label it my personal playtime, that to me feels different than, I'm promoting these looks, but it's all on me. Even though all the pictures on there are not of me. But so my goal is, I'm starting to sweat. I'm gonna turn on this little mirror. I did take my other fan out the box. I didn't put it together yet. I do not see fallout, do I? There's the eyelash right here. Where's my tweezers? So my goal is October 1st, and I keep reminding myself, I just started taking this seriously in October, the last week of September, first week of October of 2024. And so I'm reminding myself, like, girl, businesses don't just pop up overnight and everything is golden. You know what I mean? And so I keep reminding myself of that. But so I set that goal for myself. Now we're going to take, Ebon Shadow. This one was Silent Ash. This is Ebon Shadow. And so I keep reminding myself, this is still very much new. And even when I look at other professional makeup artists' websites, they might have been doing this 5 years. Even my instructors, one had been doing this professionally for 5 years. One has been like 7 years. And so I can't be like, oh, they have all this stuff. Like, they've been doing this for 5 to 7 years. And I just started. My niece, y'all, she texted me saying, thanking me for the visit, that she had a really wonderful time and that she wants to come back again. And when she comes back, I could do her makeup. So I'm just like, and y'all, her complexion, I don't know how quite to describe it. I do think she has an olive undertone. She is more brown than me, but I don't know how to describe her complexion. But I do definitely think, well, you know what? She might be neutral or golden. And how, like, this part of my mouth, not what I call my disrespectful mustache area, like hers is a little darker too. I don't know what foundation she uses, but it looks like she's not even wearing foundation. Her skin, to me, just looks perfect. So when she had said something about foundation, I looked at her like, I ain't clocked nothing. I was just like, oh, damn. And so I was showing her, some, troll play pictures and the pictures on my website and stuff like that. And she was like, oh, wow. And for the troll play stuff, because I was showing her the collage pictures, I have troll play episode, whatever, and I have the date. She was like, oh, this is all fairly recent. I said, yeah, I was preparing for a big event and it was a circus theme. So I was preparing for that. And so she was like, ah. And so I didn't say anything. So when she said, when she comes back, I can do her face, I was just like, okay. Now we're going to take Blood Kisses, this shade. We're going to put this for our transition. This is going to be different because this is a bold shade. This is a bold shade. And so what I thought to do with the liner was, I thought to just do it asymmetrical, because I do like asymmetrical looks and it's easier than trying to get it symmetrical. So I was going to, and I've done it in the look before where I've done a line here, left space, and then a line here, and then I can do a V. And for this side, just come in here and do a red line and then just do the V. So that's what I was thinking to do. And so there is definitely a graphic element to it. I know what I was going to say earlier. Michelle was talking about on, I don't know, was it Instagram or somewhere, she was talking about Summerween. And I had never heard of Summerween. So I did comment first thanking her for all the nice things and heartfelt things that she said. But then I'm like, this is the first I heard of Summerween. But it's when you do Halloween looks in the summertime. And it started somewhere in Disney back in 1912 or something like that. If you Google it, it'll give you the whole history on Wikipedia. So we're going to take this shade now, and I'm kind of intimidated, but we're going to start like right here very lightly and put this on the top edge of that black. Because I can always later trace this out with red, unless this satisfies me for the red graphic liner that Bestie did in her video. Y'all, that's pretty. So I am just very lightly. You barely see it on there. Tapping it off, you still just barely see it there. And so just very lightly. Oh, and this is sticking, which is good. It's sticking to the groundwork paint pot that's up here. So I'm feathering it to get it to blend, because it really just wants to stay in that one spot, which is pretty cool if I do want a straight line, which I kind of do. Or I should say a distinctive line. Y'all, that's pretty. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Bestie, for that look. Because every now and then I'll say, oh, that looks like such and such I have. She'll be like, you should do a look. And I'll be like, and she does have good ideas. But y'all know she's younger than me and has way more energy than me. So I just be like, oh, I cannot keep up with you, girl. And I am not trying. I did just tap in one time, so you see just this teeny tiny bit on a brush, and we're going to put that over here. And so, and I did tell her I was going to do it. I said, it's in my calendar to do it, but I said, it's like at the end of the month, and now we're into a new month. I like this. I was thinking again about decluttering, and what I was thinking about was, I just still didn't finish the summer ween stuff. So this might kind of serve for that too. I'm not sure. I want to do that where when I used the green and yellow and I did like a jagged grin, but I stopped here and I stopped here. So it was like from here to here. And I was saying, ideally I would take it all the way over. And so I'm thinking to do something like that. But then I'm like, I do want to do this week's Creative Art with Heart collab, and that is going to be in my calendar for like every week, because they do it every week, and I do think it'll go nicely with my Natasha Denona series. Yeah, so I had not heard of summer ween. I was just like, what is that? I'm like, these young folk these days. I'm like, I don't know what this stuff is. But I was thinking to do that and maybe have this a part of that, especially since we're going to be doing graphic liner. And then it makes me question, like, do I still just want to do the green and yellow, which was very pretty? Because with this, we can just do red and black. You know what I mean? And of course, I do have red and black water paints. Or I could just use Inglot. But I am liking this look. Oh, this is nice. This red is like the perfect amount. This side to me always looks darker than this side. I don't know if it's the lighting or what, because the kitchen is over here and the light is on in there, even though the curtain is like half closed. But the light does shine over top of the curtain. And so I do really like this. I am still going to take red graphic liner and maybe put it, I'm going to have to look up to do it, because if I'm looking down, I'll put it where it's going to end up in my fold, in the puff area. But I could just do the line just under the red up here. And I love how this black looks with the red on the outer corners. So, because what I was thinking about, I do remember saying I'm not counting my Natasha Denona quints, because I do just grab it for a color here, a color there. But then I'm like, if I get rid of the quints, which I do love them all, by the way, I would be more encouraged to pull from my lethal, because I don't use my lethal enough, y'all. Like, I don't. And those palettes are gorgeous, and I have like every color I could possibly want. And so I was thinking that if I get rid of the Natashas and if I just want like a certain shade, pull from my lethal. So that'll motivate me and encourage me. That's pretty. This is still that red Blood Kissed. Did I say Blood Kisses earlier? Probably is Blood Kissed. And so I'm thinking that will encourage me to use more of my lethal. And sometimes I think to declutter some of my lethal, and then I'll open it and look at it and use it, and I'm like, hell no. And so I do just need to use them more. And so I was thinking about that. And so if I do that, I'm like, what am I going to do with these amazing Natasha Denona quints that I have, that I do really like, and I love the formula. And so that's something I'm trying to think about what to do. So I did bring the red under here. This is nice, y'all. This is nice. So the next thing, my eyes are burning again. And so what I'm starting to think is, is that it's the liner I'm using on my inner rims. And the liners I'm using, I have had for a while. And the other one, I think, was the blue one from Dawn's Look. And I said, my eyes are burning. And it was with the Inslee Rain palette. And I said, these are all eyeshadows. And so it's not the shadows in the palette, but it was this one. But all of these I have had for a while. And so I'm wondering now, like, are they getting old? Because I don't have a label on them. So now we're going to take Brow Arch. We're going to take Lunar. And this is a dual chrome. I don't know what it's going to turn into, but looking at it, let me get my face out of here. Maybe it'll, I'm trying to see if it'll shift or something, but there are like little particles in there. It looks like there's pale green particles in it. That's what it looks like. And so, but we'll see what it looks like when I put it on. Yeah, I do see some green. Y'all know me trying to describe colors. So we're just going to put this right here. I don't know what I was thinking. I forgot that there was another gray in this palette. Y'all, when y'all do y'all makeup, are you just so focused on what you're doing? Like I was focused on the gray, the black, the red, and now this one that I didn't even look at the other stuff. And then I'm like, oh, there's another lighter gray up here. Like, do y'all get that way too? Where you're just so into what you're doing, you're not really paying attention to anything else except the shades that you're using. And it's not even that it's that far. It's right next to this one. That's probably why I looked at it. Because when I was down here, like I wasn't looking up top at all. But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking of doing, even though I don't count those palettes. Because I do really want to use my lethal more. And y'all know, y'all see my lethal stuff. And the members helped me name my palettes. And so they're all official now. So it's like, girl, just keep using them. I thought to declutter Velvet Dusk. But then when I used it, I'm like, hell no. Like, I just love their formula. The shadows is Boom Pow, even though y'all know I don't always go for Boom Pow, but them shades show the hell up. So this is what that is. So you see that hint of color. Like right here, you don't see anything. But then when I tilt, you still just maybe see a tiny bit. But when I turn, it's like, oh, damn, there's something up there. So that is that. And so Veins of Darkness we have for lower lash line, this shade right here. We're going to start off doing a thin line and then we may blow it out. So we're going to take this brush, Veins of Darkness. She didn't have any purple. Grace did not have any purple in her look, but y'all know. And I am putting this on top of the silver because I want to just, that's pretty. Oh man, y'all, this palette Shadows of the Vampire, I don't know if they're still selling it on their website because they did make some stuff unavailable so that they can get a better grip on, I'm paraphrasing, so they can get a better grip on what they have so that they can get orders out quicker. So instead of having, I'm making up this number, instead of having 104 different palettes to choose from, now it might only be 70. You know what I mean? I made up both of those numbers, okay? But and now they're doing a custom palette, which is definitely pre-order. So you can pick your colors, you know, all of that. You can pick your theme. And people were excited about, excuse me, from what I saw on Instagram. I go on Instagram as little as possible. And when I go in there to post something, I'll scroll for maybe less than 2 minutes and then I'm off of there. And what I don't like is they don't put stuff linear. So I'll see stuff from like 4 days ago and I'm like, and if I go to their Instagram page, they'll have stuff from like 2 hours ago, but Instagram is showing me like 4 days ago. So that I don't like, but it was like that before. So yes, I'm gonna, oh, that's nice. I'm gonna blow this down some more. Well, blow it down. It's not blown down at all right now. And this being a matte, I think I'm gonna switch brushes. I'm loving how this looks over that silver. And it does this over white too. Whatever I put over top of that white liner, that white still shows through. So we're going to put that down and we're going to take this brush, this one, and we're going to go into Veins of Darkness, what we've been using for lower lash line. And this being a fluffy brush, it will blow it out and blow it down quicker than the other brush. But I wanted to make sure that I did cover all of the that silver pencil. Yeah, so I'm hoping I don't need to replace all of my MAC pencil gel liners. This is wet. I must have tapped it in my eye. Like right here, I tapped it in my eye because now this brush is wet. But I do have some backups already, and I do get 40% off, so I'm not going to complain like at all. I like this a lot. I do. How this looks, you see more of the silver here than here. On this side, you see more of the silver here. Actually, it kind of follows you. Like that silver spot is just there. And I keep trying to cover it up, but I don't think it wants to be. So we're just going to leave it. I do like it though. I really like this look. So thank you, Grace, for this look and for being like, you should do it all. If I could find it, I'll put it up here somewhere. I'm trying to think if it's in my phone. I think it is for some reason because I have been meaning to do this for a while. So let's put that down. Now what are we going to do? White liner for upper lash line. I'm thinking if I still want to do red. And I think I do. Excuse me. So we're not gonna, also I was thinking with the white to use the white just under my brow arch, but then we already have that other thing there. So why am I doing this? We're just gonna put that right there. Just right there. That's it. Y'all like, girl, you just be making up stuff. I do. I don't ever use pencil liners for up here. Like, not ever. That's nice, though. I need to rethink that. And I still see that shadow, like, in here. Lunar. This is nice. And so the thing with using this as a graphic liner is that my skin moves, and so it would be easier for me just to use the waterliner. And I am going to put on the white mascara as well, which may or may not be necessary because we're going to use white liner for upper lash line. And so what I'm doing right now is, I just remember what I was saying about Instagram. So this does come out red. Nothing in here comes out like bold red. I'm thinking to try this one though. This duo is Retro Rave. We're going to use that red, and this is the white one, of course, which is called Mixtape. So we're going to put Mixtape first on our outer corner. So what I was saying about Instagram is I did take pictures of my foundation, setting powder, concealers, Scandinavia spray, and I took a picture of that. Then I took another picture of all of my blushes, another picture of all of my bronzers, because the thing is, if I'm using all the same things, I'm like, do I really still want to like try to cram everything into a flat lay? And so I said, let me just do it as a collection and say whatever face products I have is going to be one of these, instead of trying to do, because then for a few flat lays I did two pictures, one with the palette and the liner and the other one with the face stuff. But even with that, everything doesn't always fit in the picture the way it uploads to Instagram. And so I was just thinking, like, if I'm using the same brands, for bronzer it's going to be House Labs, highlighter is going to be House Labs. You know what I mean? So I was like, do I really need to put those in every picture? But I'm gonna just do a little wing for this one because we're gonna do something with that red. That's cute. That's nice. Yeah, but I need to post those. That's what I need to do. And I think I might have to post it periodically, like maybe every 3 or 4 months, because of how Instagram shows stuff up, or if somebody new starts to follow me over there. And I do really like seeing everything a person uses. It just doesn't all fit. And I did think before, okay, take everything over to my sofa, or to my office chair and put it in. I'm like, I don't want to be carrying all that stuff back and forth. I got halfway to my office chair and I'm like, you know what? No, I ain't doing this, because I knew I wasn't going to do it on a regular basis. And so this is way too much. Oh, and if I look up too far, it's going to transfer up here. Damn. Shit. This side is perfect. Damn. Oh, fuck. Damn. Oh, and it's thicker in the first half than it is over here. Shit. If I look up, it's definitely going to transfer. And you know what? If it does, I'll do what I did before. I forget what look it was. It did transfer. And so then I just put some of the liner up where it transferred and made it look like it was on purpose. But this white is so stark, it would definitely be like a severe graphic liner. So I'm making this side thicker because the other side is thicker. Even though, damn it, I just went way up. See, look at that. And once it's there, like damn it. All right, we're just gonna make it thick, more thick than it is. And the thing is when you quote unquote mess up, and I'm saying it that way because you can make it look like it was intentional, and that's what we're going to do. And I do that with clients. I don't tell them like, oh man, I messed up. I just be like, and in my mind, I'm thinking, how can I fix it? And they always be like, oh, wow, this is really nice. And they never know. They never know that that wasn't what I intended. And so that's why I say, like, if you do something and you're not really pleased with it, just double down. I'm making this one thicker because the other side is now super thick. Oh, man, and it was so perfect, that thin line we had on the other side. So I don't want to look up. If I let this dry, I can just put more shadow on top of that to get rid of that. And this line right here is janky as hell. Shit. I do like how the white liner does make my lashes look like foo-foo lashes, but I wouldn't wear that often or a lot. And so part of me is like, order some of their like their purple one, but I don't know if the purple would really show up that well on me. And the PAO is only 6 months, and there's no way I'm gonna go through a purple liner in 6 months. Where is the brush? Oh, I'm looking for this brush that had Silent Ash on it. So we're going to see if we can cover that up. Yep. I was doing so well. Yeah, so if you mess up a look, either make it intentional or just try to fix it. Like, we're erasing that white line now that was over here, and because we put more shadow over there, we're just going to put more shadow just right here, and that's it. So it looks like it never happened. That line is thick as hell. Alright, but we fixed it. So now for the red liner, I'm going to use the same brush. I'm just going to wipe it off. So this is what's going to be tricky. If I put a red liner across here. So I'm thinking just do more with the white. Maybe just put like a white line here, and on this side, damn it, put a white line here. Can you dry though? So you can stop transferring? I thought it was dry, y'all. I really did. That was a hack that they used to do back in the day, like doing cut creases. They would just put concealer on, and then they would go like this, and that's how they would know where to put the line for the cut crease. But y'all know I don't do my cut creases like that, but that's what they did back in the olden days, probably like 25 years ago. So we're just covering that up, and hopefully, I mean, it is dry. Let me turn the fan towards my face. This the little one that you hear humming that irritates me. So I think we're just going to do more graphic lines with the white. Yeah, that white came out like, yeah, and this was so perfect. But now it's like, look at him. But at least the wings are the same. Little easy, simple wings. So we are going to this eye. We are going to draw a line right there. I'm going to try and do it where it doesn't look jagged. We're just putting that there. Yeah, I'm sitting here with my hand on the table like this. And you can tell too. You see that line? This is hard. To get it to be like a straight line, and how you have this dip down here, how not to have the dips in it, how not to have it where it looks like it's skipped. This is hard. And now, and trying to get the line equal thickness, which I always want a thin line, but y'all saw how that came out. I do like that because it looks like it's tapered. All right, so that's going to be that side. All right, so I'm putting more water in it. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. So we're going to put a line right here, and we're going to put a line over here. I like the thinness of this one, but look how thick this is, and so let's make this one thicker. We're going to leave that like that, and we're going to we are going to taper this as much as possible. So this is going to be it. What? And I need to just put the brush down, because then I'll do something be like, oh shit, oh, like all over again. So this is going to be it, y'all, except for the lip. So we got to do the lip. So I do think the eye part, the gray and the red for the above the silver, I think that's nice. And I do like the under the brow bone. I do like the white graphic liner. I do really like making it asymmetrical, like just be its own thing, because I think that adds visual interest as well. Because it's like, oh, look at that. Oh, And then also you don't have to worry so much about it not looking the same, because that's a skill like I am still mastering. And so when I see looks from other people, I'm just like, damn. But I am not an artist, and I've never considered myself an artist. The troll play for me is a whole lot of fun, and I do enjoy it. But I do not consider myself an artist at all. But artistic at times, yes. With makeup, yes. Other than that, hell to the no. But it is a lot of fun. Excuse me. I want to eat something, but I'm loving the weight that I'm at right now. We are going to do a black lip, of course. You already know this. We're going to use MAC Matte Retro Liquid Lip Color. What was I going to say? What was I going to say? For those who are new, this is my natural lip shape line. I am on my lip line. When I do a dark lip, it just enhances, it accentuates how crooked my lips are. But this is my natural lip shape. What was I going to say earlier? I could do more, not in this video, but with this look on, and then just do troll play with that jagged smile thing I was telling you about earlier. And y'all know Grace did not do a black lip. Y'all see how much lipstick is on here? I do not have to double dip with MAC until it starts to get near the bottom. And then I'm like, okay, you're about to run out. I'm wondering if I want to put that silver on my lips. Remember that frosted look? Ooh. I think because we put it on top of a bright pink. I think that's why that looked like a glazed donut. That was just... Whew. We still have to do mascara. I'm gonna do the white. I'm not gonna do the white lashes because I don't think it's gonna show up much. Did I use this brush? Nope. So that can go home. So we're gonna just use regular black mascara because it's not gonna show up unless I do white on the bottom and black on the top. Let's do that. I have not done that, I don't think. So we're doing something new here, folks. I like this lip. I like this lip. This is Lancome Sills Booster XL Mascara Base, which is a mascara primer. And so we're just going to put this on. Sometimes I forget to use it because the mascara that I use, like I'm satisfied with what it does to my lashes. And I don't look for mascara to do a lot. Just make sure my lashes don't droop into my eyes. And every mascara has kind of done that for the most part. I'm not liking this line. If I would like it to be more curved, but I'm not going to mess with it. I'm not going to mess with it. So this is Capacity from Lethal. I wish they did have a longer PAO. Y'all, I just hit my nose, and we're going to leave it. That'll just be... Yeah, we're going to leave that like that. Y'all like, girl. Yeah. And you know what? We're going to put a mark somewhere else. And when you when you mess it with mascara, just let it dry, and once it dries, it'll just flake off with a lipstick applicator, your nails if they're longer than mine or whatever. But I'm just feeling like silly right now, like, okay, whatevs. I am really just like, whatever. This is a crazy troll nation, just do stuff. So I do like the effect of this mascara. So we have this here, so we're gonna put that there. Yeah, I should do. All right, y'all know I'm tripping right now. And that one is. I could have put gems there and there. Y'all like, girl, I know. But y'all know what though? It's fun. The mascara from Esom, and that's what it's called, the mascara. He tilt my mirror up. I'm gonna put this on the top lashes. So let me know if you're enjoying this video. Oh Lord, this video is long. I did not mean to be here this long, but we did do like quite a bit, and wow, this is a long video. Thank you for being here. If you're still here, put a black heart and a white heart. So that'll be for the eyeliners. Not the eyeliners. Well, the eyeliners, but also for the mascaras, because it's white on the bottom and black on the top. And for those who don't know, people say that in videos. I think people say that in videos because that tells us who was watching and not skipping, or at least they didn't skip that part. But it lets us know like who's paying attention. Well, for me, that's what I think. Because I might have a bunch of comments and only be like 2 people that do the thing. And it's usually the same 2 or 3 people. So I do know y'all be here and y'all do be actually watching beginning to end. You don't skip. And when I ask questions, y'all answer questions. But I do that just for engagement. And so, you know, we can have stuff to talk about. So that's not to see who's here. That's just because I talk so friggin' much, so why not just ask questions? And so I do like how this is showing up against the white eyeliner. I think this is going to be it for the look. Do I want to do Summerween after this? That's the question. I don't know. But we're going to go. Thank you for being here. Let me know what y'all think of the... Y'all know I just be doing stuff. Y'all know. Y'all know. But let me know what you think of the look. You know, let's go ahead and do our pictures. And then this one. Yeah, let me know what y'all think. Use a mascara for special effects. And this is the picture that's going to be for the gallery. Shadows of the Vampire from Notoriously Morbid. Wait, my lips was looking weird. Thank you very much. So y'all, so we're gonna go. Stuff is popping up over here for you to watch. Lots of links and information down below. As always, self-acceptance, self-love, that is the crazy troll nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.